Hey guys, Randy Younger, Under the Radar, our special 1-year anniversary show. Unfortunately, we've had some technical difficulties with the studio. No audio, but we're still making do right now. I got all my guest critics and an actor.
Nothing Randy can't handle.
Yes, yes.
Got it all under control.
Handheld edition of Under the Radar.
Yes, yes.
Hey.
Gotta improvise, guys.
Hey.
So Karen Bernadello, hello. My first guest critic on the show 1 year ago. Thanks for being here.
Welcome, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay, we got Nick Commando about to leave. Nick.
No!
Go.
Randy, you've got a candle burn to go.
And we got a candle for the cake here, and this is beautiful. Oh my god, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, one little candle.
Yes.
It'll be fine. Got that. Thank you, Chris.
Yes, no, thank
This
you.
is great.
Randy.
Second birthday, it's great.
There you go.
Oh.
Happy 1 year.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Happy anniversary. Amazing on camera.
Yeah. And many more. That was, you're not supposed to say it out loud, but I had to.
Yes.
So, guys, here we are. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's okay, I forgive you.
We've got Amanda Vasquez on the camera right here. Amanda, say hi.
Hi.
Chris Clemente.
Hey!
Veteran.
Happy 1 year. Yeah!
Erica A.
Here from the beginning.
Yes, my original co-host.
And producer.
Yes, at Madhouse TV. That was 2 years ago, and it was my start at this show.
2 years? That's how long? I thought it was like 3 or 4. I'm like,
Was
No,
it?
you sound just like him.
Rachel's
It feels that
watching.
way.
2016
Rachel says,
also.
congrats. Wish I could be there today.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
I'll be the moderator.
Yes, okay. Very good.
Randy, moderator.
Yes,
Yes.
Ron Channing.
Yes.
Magician, mentalist, friend. Good man. Been there pretty much at the beginning as well.
I liked how you added friend in there. That was good.
Yeah, it's true. You're all
Oh
my
yeah,
friends. I love all
I'm
of
gonna
you.
inch out the way.
All right. So that wasn't just a singular compliment. That's like a lateral one there.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
good.
I meant it.
Okay, good.
Ghostbuster and neighbor, and also you're all friends. You know that. Matt Haberman.
And Yankee.
Hey, that's it.
Yes. Go Yankees are playing right now.
Oh well. Oh well.
No TV of the game here,
I know.
Randy.
We're working on that. And
Happy 1 year
Joe.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Just goes
thank
with
you.
saying.
Oh, are you assembling your suit right
Oh,
now?
hell no. I had a suit that I was going to wear for this, but then all the difficulties went on, and I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
not happening.
All right.
Because it's too
Dan,
freaking hot.
Shaggy GB.
Hello.
Fellow Ghostbuster.
Yep.
One of my oldest Ghostbuster
Oh,
friends.
yes. You were there with me in the beginning when we were driving and making wrong turns, and the only words that came out of my mouth were the F word, the S word, and I will strangle you if we get out of this car.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
But we made it through.
Oh, we made it
And we're
through
here today.
every trip that we've ever made. I've said those words to you, but we still made it through,
We're
and you're
here.
still alive.
Yes, we are.
Still.
Yes, and
Keyword.
I'm amazed you're still alive after all the threats of physical harm that I've managed to
After all
inflict
those
with.
movies.
Yeah, after all those
Yes,
questionable
all the
movies you've
torture.
subjected us
Oh, no.
to.
When you see opening night, that's when you can actually murder him.
Yeah, Topher Grace, that was
Oh,
a
goodness.
No, I'm
disappointment.
sorry. Asshole was pretty damn close. You
Don't give us
I'm still
ideas.
saying, oh,
We got a knife that Chris is holding that's cutting that cake.
Oh God.
Okay.
He's got a
Oh,
knife.
Oh,
That's not a knife.
Take aim.
That's
The
not
end of
annoying.
Expendables.
With that,
Yes.
with that,
It's the beginning of Clue.
Chris did shit.
In the mouth.
Who knows what's in the cake?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Who wants to be the
All right.
first one to eat it?
Randy, eat it first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, continue around the circle. We've gotten
Oh, that's
digressed.
a good idea. Here. Yeah.
Digressing.
Just go around, I guess.
Oh,
All right.
And we
Pass
got,
it back around to Randy.
yes.
I got cake.
And we got
right,
actor
you know
and
what?
guest George Papadiamatos.
Papa Demonto.
Hey, close enough.
I thought you looked
Closer
great.
than I've ever
Yeah,
been. Just
yeah.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Star of Gotham and
No, God.
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Sorry.
Marvel! Daredevil. No piece of cake. No.
Sit down, you're drunk.
Daredevil, yes.
Cool. Well, welcome back.
Hey, Chris,
to
give me
Thank
one
you very
because today
much.
is my cheat day after all.
Okay.
Small one.
Electra's driving.
And you had an apple already. so
Although I
you
didn't
can
get to
put-
actually see Electra. How about
Oh, it's okay. Next season.
that? That's okay.
Yeah. And critic, writer C.J. Oakland.
Hello.
Good man, great shirt.
Thank you.
They live.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to say it.
Here, pass
There you go.
And last but not least, Mr. Nick Commando.
Died.
Not the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
I got cake. I'm leaving.
He got what he came for. He got what he came for.
Here you go.
Taking the seat closest to the
He
door.
just got his,
I think this is actually more fun with a handheld camera than a stationary one.
he got his just desserts.
And yeah, so since we're all here and we're not in the main studio,
Works yet. Where are the utensils?
Oh, who needs utensils?
What?
We shove our hands in.
You're not looking at it.
No, but there are people who stand on ceremony like
It's a
myself.
front.
Shit on you, so yeah.
so I guess we'll do our show. We'll start the show this way.
Alright.
We'll just wing this thing.
We're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it.
Dan.
It's Under the Radar, the Cloverfield edition.
Right.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. But first off, a quick serious note. I just want to wish everyone in California that they're safe. I know there's some crazy stuff going on right now with the wildfires.
California.
Wildfires.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Greece has a shitload of wildfires too.
Yeah.
I know, that's...
So there's trouble all over the world, and we just wish everybody that
And where is Superman?
exactly. No, we just wish everyone well and that they recover from whatever hardships that they're experiencing.
Well, not the Superman from Batman versus Superman. You can't save anybody.
No, that's not savable. I'm in front. I don't do behind the camera. Apparently.
Well, when you
I feel like
And we need like 2 or 3 more. Okay, because she did one and I
the only
did
thing
Move it to everybody.
is your mouth. It literally is. This is how you're holding it. You're like, yes, this is how it always works. This is what's gonna do working well.
That's it.
You see my console.
Any utensils.
Ah,
It's so bad. Justice League was a little
Okay,
bad.
perfect.
Can we save the rest for the show?
You could watch it and have some fun.
What do you think?
that movie was debatable.
To you.
Thank you, guys.
Speech.
Okay.
H.
Or just
Wing
a
it,
random musical number.
I like that better. I'll take that one. No, guys, I just want to thank everyone for coming today. I know it's not the closest location for most of you, but this means a lot to me. I've been doing this show. It's been 1 year at this location. Well,
No.
1 year.
not-
Survive.
1 year with Village Connection Radio.
Network.
Name drop.
But prior to that, I was at Madhouse with Erica. Robin, you were there too.
Yes.
And, Dan
Dan
showed up
was
a few
our
times.
regular.
Chris was there.
I
And
had
yeah.
the most lines ever on that Halloween special when I was just.
Yes.
I remember the first
Yes.
movie I reviewed with you. That was that movie with the cat, right? That street cat named Bob.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That was a good movie, and that really set the bar high for me because it's been downhill several times over.
And I must apologize to all the really terrible movies that I've subjected you guys to in the past. There's some really terrible independent films.
Opening night.
Your
Yeah.
day of judgment will one day cometh.
Yes. Blame the publicists who send me the links. So
Okay.
We don't know who they are.
Yeah,
That's-
we know you.
And we know where you live.
You'll just bear the punishment on their behalf.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, go for
I
it.
just want to say thank you to this man right here. I think one of the greatest assets of this show is the talent that you actually bring on the show.
Thank you.
It creates a great networking opportunity for all the guests that you have on the show, and I think leading to some great opportunities for all of us.
Yes.
It's led to some cool opportunities with me to interview with you,
Yeah.
to produce on certain occasions. So, just want to say thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very nice. Good man.
ABC.
Good man, Chris. And may I make the following proposal with my empty glass of cider?
Okay.
Someone filled this man's glass.
Just a little bit. Okay, I've reached my limit. Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you trying to get me drunk? I mean, what's the deal
And
here?
drunk on cider.
Yeah, right.
Maybe she'll limit.
Drunk on sugar content. Today's a cheap day if there ever was one. Oh, yes. Because we are in such an informal and friendly and free-spirited atmosphere with just as independently and free-spirited a form of shooting, as it were, because I think this is a lot more fun than a stationary camera.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think this actually worked out for the best in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's already better than Batman versus Superman.
Oh, God.
Oh! There it is!
We've been going off for the last 5 minutes. That's all we've been talking about.
So,
I
having
despise that movie in so
having
many
said
ways.
that, since we're in the free spirit of things, not only shall we celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Unger the Radar, I propose also that whenever the opportunity presents itself, we shall roast Randy Unger himself for all the awful movies that he's put us through.
I deserve
Torment.
that. I deserve that.
Yes.
To the torment.
Let the torture commence.
Oh, dude.
Well, no, I was gonna say I probably have a good memory of like I'll bring up the whole opening night because I keep harping on that. I fucking hate that.
I was on with you
Yeah.
with that one.
But
Wait, Matt, you were on that show as well?
I dropped my cake.
Oh no. Do we have a napkin?
Oh no.
Matt,
Gravity.
you saw opening night too, right?
I did
Yeah.
see opening
Dan, what
night,
was
too.
worse for you, opening
I
night or dropping
dodged
the
the
cake?
cannonball with that one,
I'm gonna say
evidently.
still opening night.
All right.
I literally thought I was 15 minutes in that movie. I was 5 minutes in that movie. I sent him a text. I swear to God, why am I watching this? Because it's for the show. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, how am I gonna get through this? I'm 5 minutes in. I can't deal with this crap.
Wait, so you just
I've seen
told
it.
him
Worse than
you
Batman
just
too.
told him to watch this movie?
Really?
I haven't seen it at all.
It was
I
bad.
just know it's
filming
supposed to be
sideways.
A bad movie
Not
will
terrible.
make me fall asleep. I fell asleep within 5 minutes.
Wow. You did, Matt?
I
You
started
that.
immediately.
My idea of a bad movie is one that prompts me to take a spoon into my ear, spoon out my brain, and run them through a cheese grater.
I did
There are a few movies of yours that
I-
push me on that.
Which in particular?
immediately started
Rachel
drinking.
says nothing is worse than death of a
Makes the movie
tree.
a little bit tolerable.
We didn't review that though. We just talked about it.
With,
Well,
with the,
She still hates it.
So
That's on my list of worst.
Yeah.
Surge
I love
1 and 2.
everyone. Like,
Surge, man.
Deadpool was
Surge
so
of Power.
Like
Surge of Power.
Independent
that was bad,
action
right?
movie about a
That's
gay
bad, right?
superhero.
We know it's
Terrible.
Gotta breathe.
It was
It's
just
just
when
the,
we lost the director. He's like,
It
we're
wasn't
gonna make
the
sure we
orientation I
let you
mean that. It was the
We're
it
doing
was the
terrible.
production. It was
Yeah.
oh my gosh, but
And it could have been so good, but it was just
Yeah.
total disappointment.
Yeah.
Surge of Power, independent superhero movie.
The only surge I'm
Dodge
interested
that
in is
one.
the soda.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
bring it back.
Yeah,
Bring
please,
it back.
please.
I immediately started drinking after the 5 minute
God.
mark. Then 30 minutes in,
Are people making comments on
movie
this thing?
choice led you to drink.
Really?
Okay.
you have contributed to my
Okay.
alcoholism,
People are desperate for the missing Unger the
which
Radar.
wasn't already there because of the fact that I was at Kazakhstan. Like,
People are hungry.
that I don't deny.
No, people hunger.
They're hungry.
Hunger the Radar? I like it.
Oh yes, the Unger puns of that particular chat thread managed to rear their ugly heads.
Yes, yes.
They're
No, they
hungry.
But I will say,
No, I must correct myself. They were not
have
ugly.
given us a good amount of movies that were actually decently and very like thought provoking.
Thank you.
Wait. Are you sure about that statement?
Yes, there's been a couple.
Dan was making a
Yeah,
few
a
men.
pair, maybe.
Few, but there is a few.
Decent ones.
Yeah, right?
Rings Me Bear was one of them. I went to that
Oh.
movie going, I'm not gonna like this.
Yeah.
I walked out of that movie going, I actually like this.
I think that's my
It was-
favorite movie that we've ever reviewed on the show.
Yeah.
Brigsby
It was
Bear.
actually it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Which movie is that?
It's about a young
Mark-
kid is,
Hamill's in it,
he's
so
kidnapped
I-
at a very young age, and the kidnappers, one played by Mark Hamill and this other woman, they basically put on this like Sesame Street type show for him, and he thinks it's real.
Greg Kinnear was
And then
in it.
he gets saved by the police.
Yeah.
He goes out in quest of making a movie based on this fake show. It's kind of zany and out there, but yeah,
Sounds
Brigsby Bear.
Kyle Mooney from SNL.
Kyle Mooney, I think he stars in, I think he wrote it too.
Produced it, too.
Produced it, yeah. He's,
Wow.
Along with the rest of his members from Lonely Island.
okay, thank you for that.
So that was.
Great job at the camera
Andy
work,
Samberg
man.
did produce it too.
But yeah, great movie, and underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah. I had to.
Boom! Chop.
Okay.
So
Check it out if you haven't seen it already.
So what were your top 5 moments of the show thus far? this year?
Moments?
Yeah,
Oh.
And you can't have when Nick came on the show.
There's a lot.
We all know that's the best part.
I don't know, like, it's corny, but the whole show in general, like, overall, it's been amazing. Like,
Yeah.
there aren't really moments. It's just like
The
one
part where
big
you get a ride
moment.
home?
Yeah, I get a ride home. Definitely, that's a highlight. No, I've interviewed some great people, and I've had some great people guest critic with me, and
One or two of them even suggested movies.
to what?
Suggested movies to review.
Oh, well, okay, there was one called Entanglement with Tom Middleditch, I want to say,
Uh-huh.
and basically it was an independent dramedy. Also, Humor Me with Jermaine Clement and Elliot Gould. It's a father-son comedy. Did you see, Chris?
No.
It's good.
But I love Jermaine Clement.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
He's a great actor.
Yeah. Couldn't really buy the fact that he was Elliot Gould's son, but it worked. But yeah, I actually want to go around and talk about our top 2 favorite movies we reviewed, or top 1, whatever.
Okay.
And one that is our least favorite. So,
Can't say what I said already.
Erica.
No, you don't want to counter any bad movies.
No, you don't want
don't
to
want-
start with me.
Just
I'm
like
gonna
Fifth
badmouth every
least
last
favorite.
one
Save you
of
for the
them.
end?
Well,
Yeah?
I'm gonna badmouth every last one of the movies.
Go back
All
to
right.
your list.
You
that you
can
provided.
start with me. I know what
And
I'm
you
gonna
left
say.
off
Alright.
half the. I
Do
left
you
off like 2 or 3
I
movies.
think
off
probably
my list.
one of the best movies you made me watch was
I updated it.
probably Driving While Black.
Yeah.
Was a comedy that really surprised me. Was actually really good.
Yeah, that was
Because it's basically just about this black guy. It's a comedy about this black guy trying to get a job doing like a tour around Hollywood. So it's a comedy, but every 10-15 minutes he's stopped by the police and put in a life or death situation where it's like the cops may be ready to draw their guns or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just a constant theme throughout the movie, and it really shows like what people's lives are like, where they're constantly under police surveillance for doing nothing at all.
It's a commentary on
Yeah.
social.
It has a few dark moments, but
Yeah.
really funny comedy too.
Leave it on.
It was good.
Yeah, that was a good
Diet.
one. And one of the worst was probably The
I had my
Gatehouse, I
cheap
think it was
slice
called.
anyway.
Exactly.
Where it's like about a girl who finds a magic thing in the woods, and it's like there's a forest creature that might be kind of get at people, and it seems like a lighthearted
So
kids
much for
fantasy
group one,
thing.
group two.
And it also comes to the dad having visions of his dead wife and dreaming about cutting his daughter's fingers off with scissors.
Yeah.
So it goes between like weird G-rated bad kids movie to weird horror movie, and just back and forth, and there's no tone whatsoever. It's so
Unfortunately,
It's
weird.
like pick a genre, right?
Yeah.
We get a lot of those B movie thrillers. They're really terrible.
So don't buy the Gatehouse.
Yes, don't download it either.
Don't watch it.
Don't put an offer in on that house.
Nick, what do you say to your
And maybe give it to one of your worst enemies.
I enjoyed Jumanji because it's The Rock.
welcome
being
to the
funny
jungle,
And
yeah.
awkward. And,
If you
Kevin Hart
smell...
yelling
I'm
about
sorry.
how he's missing the top 2 feet of his body. That was a lot of fun. Probably any of the movies that I actually had to go buy a ticket to see. The ones you emailed me, quite disappointing.
Yeah. Usually
My
the ones we
least-
pay to go see are the quality
Probably, well, also that movie I Killed Giants with the girl who.
ones. Oh yeah.
That was a good
I
one.
thought you were talking about that movie for a second. I was like, you.
No, that was a
Like-
good kids movie.
Yeah,
that
it was.
written by.
Well,
who was that written by?
that was
Joe
not.
Kelly?
That was not a kids movie.
I know the actress. She's been in stuff. Young
Yeah,
actress.
it was a very good movie.
Kind of like,
Yeah, that was a good one.
like a Goonies with a sci-fi element.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like telling a story about a girl who's basically, it turns out, her mother was very ill, which is not a spoiler.
Right. It's
Um,
okay. We've reviewed it
Yeah,
already.
F it. So that was good. My least favorite was probably Oh Lucy, because
Really?
the entire time I was watching it, I thought to myself, oh Randy, why
Yeah.
did you make me watch
An
this?
unlikely
Wasn't like me
romantic
where I was
comedy
like-
with Josh Hartnett.
Well, I watched half of it, so
Mhm.
I didn't get up.
You
to
got-
the,
you
I didn't get up to the
got-
romantic or the comedy.
Okay. Noted. Karen, some your favorite movies that we've reviewed.
There's one around Christmas time that we were doing like early Oscar stuff. Was Darkest Night with Gary Oldman.
Oh my God! Yeah, Chris and I reviewed that one. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Winston
I
Churchill.
definitely thought that one he deserved the Oscar for that. And
Yeah.
that was a great transformation. So that really stood out for me overall. So
Yeah.
that was probably like my favorite that I
He totally transformed his body, his voice. It was great. Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. Darkest Hour, guys. It's good. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
All right, just because, I figured I'd throw, we're not in any particular pattern here. There was going to be a group 1, group 2 organization thing, but that went out that door.
Yeah, we're gonna split it up, but this is actually kind of better.
Yeah, free and informal. Favorite movies that we have reviewed that I've been on. What was one? Probably the first one is my absolute favorite of the list. It's a Street Cat Named Bob.
Okay.
I loved that one.
I thought you were gonna say Pick Up a Storm.
There's another one I was going to suggest. But if I had put that out first, then I would have sounded even more selfish than I already do.
Gotcha.
All right.
Good movie though.
Oh yeah, both very good movies. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, Street Cat Named Bob, I'd love to start with that one because it involves a cat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a cat person. I'm exclusively a cat person, so that hit me home right away. And that cat, Bob, was so adorable. The way he was so loyal to to the guy, and he was a recovering heroin addict and so forth. Just the story they went through, it was priceless.
Nice.
You
I'm
know,
glad
I loved them.
it made an impact. That's awesome.
Yes, I love that one. Yes, and again, cat. All right, all right.
He's a cat man.
Yeah.
He's a cat guy.
I'm also a cooking guy. That's why I had to toss in your direction,
Right.
cooking up a storm.
You really, you threw that down my throat.
That
it was
was
good.
it.
It was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
You
Yes.
held a gun to my head.
yeah, right.
That's-
Well, I was subjected to some of the more horrific movies, only one of which I will mention because the list is sort of too extensive, and the more I go into those in detail, the more murderous instincts will rear their ugly head. And also that's another reason why we're separated by this much of a room. You know.
With sharp objects.
Okay.
Yeah, with sharp objects.
Yeah, and sharp objects in between. Yes, and like I said, it would be the beginning of Clue at this point. All right.
Yes.
But a couple movies that actually now come to mind. I hate that I'm actually among Ghostbusters fans for this. The Ghostbusters remake. I'm sorry. I will say it to your face.
Reboot.
I was not a fan.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't. No, I was at first, but actually watching it a few more times since then.
Yeah. Oh,
I think it's just the difference of like comedies from back then and comedies now have a very different style.
Yeah.
So it's like
they used to be good.
Yeah, it wouldn't like fit in there, and also like the story didn't help it because they're like, we're gonna redo Ghostbusters, so it's like everyone who's seen Ghostbusters before, it's like you have to reintroduce all the old equipment and stuff again, and then in the next half of the movie, then you introduce new stuff. It's like I don't know why you had to do it completely new.
It could have been good.
I think the studio made them do that, and that really kind of cut them off the.
I liked that until the big battle at the end.
Yeah.
It was just very formulaic
But I also I thought that in terms of their own tech, their own sci-fi, they jumped their own shark because we've established proton packs, these big huge ones. Then they got all these handheld versions. I'm like, wait, where did that come from?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like.
Y2K.
They tried to expand upon it and make it clever.
They wanted to make it more like we're not going to just have to four people standing in a straight line going.
Oh, movies are built on standing in a straight line.
It's like,
I mean,
they
when
want
you
to make it more like versatile.
I mean, sure, it took place in New York City, but you know what? There was a sense of world building to it, and I felt that with that aspect, you know, with the tech that they went into, I thought they sort of jumped their own shark in that respect.
You think they'll do a sequel? I mean, they kind of set it up at the end credits there.
They did, but I sort of hope they don't.
Yeah.
But another movie that I really don't want to remember right now. What was it? Was it from Brazil or something? Was that horror movie with the
motorcycle? Motorrad.
Yeah, Motorrad. That.
What was that name?
Motorrad. That's the name.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Brazilian.
You guys dodged one. That was a cannonball you dodged. All right.
I really liked that one.
Oh yeah, you
liked it?
Yeah.
Every so often would do that to us. It's like, I really like it. It's like,
it wasn't. You know what? It wasn't so much that it was a bad movie per se. It just wasn't one of my favouries because
I respect it quite a bit.
It was
the cinematography was great.
Yeah.
But it was basically a subdued Mad Max.
Right.
It had a very Mad Max feel to it.
I didn't like it much.
I did see that.
Yeah. Just it was. I mean, I can appreciate how visceral they wanted to make that movie. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
You know?
Matt, some of your favorites?
Oh,
and least favorites?
Well, definitely say, like Pete said before, Brigsby Bear. I was on.
Oh, yes.
That was a good one. I just loved the performance of Kyle Mooney, and even with that surprise cameo from Andy Samberg was great as well.
Right.
He wasn't that?
He was. Yes, he was.
He was in a mental hospital. He
escaped. Yes. Now I remember his
Oh,
dumbass.
yes.
I wanted to forget that guy.
So would that be your favorite that we reviewed together? Because you
That'd
done
be
a lot
my favorite
too.
of the Independents that we reviewed together.
Okay. How about more of a big budget?
For a big budget? Well, let me see.
I know you're a Star Wars buff.
Oh, yes.
Dude, we should have been on the same show. We reviewed
Did you like
Solo.
Star Wars?
I love Solo. I mean, I forgot to mention that one.
Solo's great.
Solo was good. The one
Yeah.
before Solo.
Last Jedi?
Rogue One.
I'm with you on that one.
Rogue One I
thought
enjoyed.
Force Awakens was better.
Yeah, me
You know,
too.
it was-
I liked Last Jedi actually.
You did?
Yes, I did.
I liked
Okay.
I did.
Dislike it. It just was
I'm
very
with you.
lacking, and
There was-
some of it was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
A couple
Leia
spots
going
where-
through the stars is like,
Yeah,
when
that
did she
was-
do that?
I'm fine with her
Well,
using
it
That
was
was
like-
more
Just
fan
a
service,
special
if nothing
effect
else,
that
just
came
to
off
show
the movie.
for one moment where she used the Force.
Right,
Right?
it was about Leia finally did something with the Force.
But they also
But
should have
it's-
had more camel. I mean, like he was just too much of a wuss the entire movie. You know, like
He became
like,
Yoda.
Curmudgeon, yeah.
He did, but he should have. Okay, him and Ray have a fight eventually, but then he should train her for a little while.
Yeah, that
She
was-
just became like she just
Well,
picked it up like no
Right.
problem.
at
you
most,
know?
he gave her 2 out of 3 lessons.
Yeah, you know.
I would have liked to seen a lot more Mark Hamill. More of an action role, kind of back to the
Absolutely.
original movies.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, that's the thing. The classic trilogy sets such a bar that people want to see more of it. So,
Right.
one thing I respect about Rian Johnson, right?
Yeah.
One thing I respected about what he did with Last Jedi was that he really had some stones to take it in as this many directions as he did. You know, have Luke be so far away from Obi-Wan and Yoda, have him be this really tired, grumpy old man. I like that he had the stones to take that direction with Luke.
Yeah, like him turning his back on the Force, I actually like that.
I
I feel like
like
it
that.
could have been set up better. Like, I think they should have shown that in the end of Force Awakens, was Mark Hamill saying, no, I'm not going to train you, I'm done with the Force, and leave us on, why is Luke Skywalker not like this now? And then the next one, we see, like, Rey is training by herself and still trying to get Luke Skywalker to train her. I think that would have set it up better than ending mid-conversation for no reason. I think that was J.J. Abrams, like, if people are talking about it, then they'll be excited. But there's not really a way to end that.
But I like that cliffhanger, you know, just seeing Luke not saying a word. I like that. Because
That was good.
Yeah, that was a really good
That was
cliffhanger.
good.
Really good. And besides, the baton was passed from J.J. Abrams to Ryan Johnson, so, you know, you have to
what's coming
take
next?
It could have been a lot better.
We don't know what's coming next, but I do know.
What other movies?
I would say the movie that Skyscraper.
No.
It was...
It was alright.
It was a worse version of Die Hard. Like, it's an okay action movie. It's not
Like I
great.
said,
But
it's a ripped off version of Die Hard.
Die Hard version is what it looks like,
Yeah.
right?
It's basically like there's hardly any shootouts for where they're trying to say there were bad guys with guns. There's not a lot of him climbing the building. Like, it doesn't look as good. It's an okay action movie, but The Rock gives one of his best performances. Like, I really like he actually acted in this one. Like, I liked his acting, and then everyone else was a really bad actor. Like, the bad guys are some of the worst bad guys I've ever seen in an action movie.
All right, you know, we're gonna take a quick little break.
Chips
All right,
Yeah.
we'll be back in a little while. Okay.
Nursery.
1 year anniversary Under the Radar. We're back for round 2, and yeah,
Speaking English.
We've got chairs, and now it's a powwow.
and Karen, you didn't tell us your least favorite movies that we reviewed.
It's actually one that we did like the first show.
We did a bunch that day.
Yeah, it was called the Gracefield Incident. It was like a found footage horror
Yep.
kind of movie, and I interviewed the director, and he was a nice guy, and everything.
Matthew something or other.
Yeah. So it was like his first movie that he directed and stuff, and he was interesting to speak to. But the movie overall, I'm like, he was a nice guy, but I felt bad. I'm like, I didn't like the movie. It was kind of, I don't know, it was like a typical found footage horror kind of thing, and people like in the cabin, like in the woods, and kind of like finding aliens and everything. It was kind of just like
by the numbers.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like amazing. So yeah,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that would not be Under the Radar then.
Pretty much that.
Off the radar.
Yeah.
Off the radar.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
Dodge the bullets.
Not even a blip of a radar.
Yes,
That's what
yeah.
I always used to say.
Yeah, no, it's a good.
Dodging the bullet.
So, yeah, did you do your least favorite?
No, I did not. And I would have to say, Bear Mountain was one of the worst.
That's when the group of guys, they kidnapped the guy going out with the guy's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend?
Ex-fiance.
Right.
He was cheated on.
Terrible.
It was just the acting was terrible, especially with that cop actor. Whoever, I don't know the name. I don't want to know his name because I will say this. If I ever meet him, I'll just say, find another profession.
Or take a class with Chaz Palminteri.
Yes.
I had to throw that in there, George.
He's the best. Take his class.
But it had Pablo Schreiber from Orange is New Black. He's a great actor. It's really good.
Apparently not in that one.
Yeah.
Wow, no one agrees.
It was just terrible. And I just wanted to just say that's not even a movie I would even put in my library.
See, these are all movies that need promotion. Like they're terrible movies. That's why they need publicists.
Or they don't need publicists because they're that terrible. They
That's
can
true.
just
Yeah, that's right.
not be put through the torture.
That's a good point. Not put us through the torture.
That's what makes the show
Well, here's the thing. You make a movie, it turns out bad, we make fun of it on the show, and then when they do the next one, it's like, we've learned from that one, we'll make another movie. It's like, a lot of these are like, definitely test films where it's like someone who's like, this would be a decent 15-minute student film, but it's a really bad hour-and-a-half long film, and next time I hope they've learned more about how to make a story and get more into it.
Flesh out characters.
Hopefully
They'll
they'll
never
get
learn.
better as they
And
go.
make
It's
like
true. They need to know
characters.
it's bad. So
I mean, if they're making bad movies now, there'll never be any bad movies like next year at the second-year anniversary. We're gonna have nothing but good movies, right?
I hope.
Right?
That makes for Under the Radar a cinematic vanguard
Yes.
for other movies that other people could be watching. All right, we're at the front lines here, right?
We are. We're the taste.
We're taking the fire.
We're the taste testers.
Right, we are.
Some of us are lucky enough to dodge bullets, but others not so
No,
fortunate.
Some of us get a bad taste in our mouth forever.
Yes.
Sometimes we're the only ones that eat the complete meal.
Thankfully,
Sometimes we're the only people that are watching.
And then we get
That's
stuck
true.
with the combo pack of it.
I'm sorry?
And then we get stuck with the combo
Combo
pack.
pack, right.
But now
Yes,
we
and
have
a resulting hospital
Banana
stay.
cake, yeah.
The rest is therapy.
Oh.
So did everyone do their least favorite movies?
What?
Well, you didn't even do any of your
No.
I haven't done it.
Because I
haven't
skipped
done either.
favorites. I was
All right, we'll save to the very end. Dan,
Are you sure about that? I mean, you're sitting right next to each other, so you could really hear to what this.
Yes,
I'm
and I know where
scared.
the knife is.
Yeah.
God,
hold her down.
Well, Anyway. Well, the favorite one definitely breaks me, but then this one's definitely one that you had me watch it, and I was like, all right, this is interesting, and it's definitely one that you're like, no, I didn't like that at all. I didn't like this at all. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Mayhem.
Oh God,
When they were stuck in the building because the Z's.
Yes.
And it was
Stephen
like-
Nguyen.
Yep.
The guy from
I always
Walking
call him
Dead.
Glenn.
So,
I never call him
Walking
anything.
Dead,
Yeah.
so it grew on you since watching it.
It was bad. It was
Because I was there
terrible.
that
It was a
week. You
terrible
were-
movie, and I was
Bad.
definitely just like disfigured about it. And I was like, ugh, because there was several little things. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Uh-huh.
But then I'm like, you know what? It was an actual I did like a lot of the action about it. I was like, wow, don't see him doing that. I'm like, oh, don't see him doing that. But okay, that was good. But then one movie that actually we didn't review it, but we saw it, and it will always ring in my brain the question you asked me before we sat down for this movie. It was Deadpool. We had a free screening of Deadpool.
Oh, the first one. Yeah.
The first one.
Wow.
Me and you went to. We sat down, and you're like, I'm like, I'm excited. You're like, oh, this is gonna be a good movie. I don't know anything about Deadpool.
No.
Do I need to know if I watched Wolverine Origins? Do I need to know about that? I'm like,
Yes.
well, please blank that out of your head.
All you need to know. Have you seen X-Men Origins Wolverine? Yes. Okay, good. Have you seen Green Lantern? Yes. Okay, good. They're probably going to make
better
fun
than
of
those.
both of those
Yes.
movies in this movie.
Deadpool 2 does a really good job of fixing both of those aforementioned movies, by the way. Especially the post-credit scene. I have to say it.
But I
Always
will
good to
definitely
know.
say the worst and the actually not like I'm not going to harp on opening it any more than I have, but a movie that I was able to get one F word out of you.
Mm-hmm.
The movie where I was like, Jesus, I called you and I'm like, Randall, before you watch this movie, it's a heavy movie. Oh no, it's not that bad. It's a dramatic movie. No, Randall, it's a heavy movie. It is like Mean Girls, but on steroids. This is a heavy movie.
Pincushion. It's a
Pincushion.
I wouldn't say it was.
And that merited the phrase that came out of my mouth of British people are fucked up.
I wouldn't say it's on steroids. I would
Wait a
say
minute,
it's
wait a
on antidepressants.
Oh yes, antidepressants.
You
would
got
be more
Randy
close.
to say the F word?
No, I said the F
Oh.
word. He was allowing me one. I asked him
Okay.
for three.
All right.
I was looking for three
It's
with this
very
one
difficult for me to
because
do Randy's show because I can't curse.
You
Told me
can.
I know.
We're
Just
not allowed to
don't-
curse.
When I asked you, you said no.
Just
Yeah.
don't be Andrew Dice
Well,
Clay.
I guess you
Well,
need to
say
see
the
when
F
the
word
curse is in
once.
the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it once. You got mad at me. I was like three. Just give me three. I'll give you if I go
I'll
over
say them
that.
in a row.
I was gonna do it.
I said I have like Steve Stifler from American Pie.
Exactly. And I was like, I'll give you a if I go over the limit, I'll give you a punishment. I'll give you a freaking cat gun. You shoot me in the foot. And he's like, I don't have a pellet gun. I'm like, I have many. Come on.
Dan, if I were to go down the list of least favorites, I would F-bomb to the point of being Andrew Dice Clay on steroids and antidepressants. Thank you, Randy.
You're very welcome. Chris, it's your turn, sir.
There's been a lot of good and bad movies.
We had a great show when we
Yeah.
reviewed like all the Oscar-nominated movies.
Those are
Yeah.
a lot to.
Yeah, why don't we do
remember,
that every week?
Lucky you
I know.
guys.
One of my favorites from the year though is No Resolution.
Okay.
From
Oh, that was the
big-
smaller movie with the
smaller
couple.
movie. I just love that concept of this guy who's kind of a flake with his fiance, and he's trying to be a better person, but he's like stuck with being kind of this drifter.
Yeah,
And
like a man-child.
yeah, but it all kind of wraps up before New Year's, so it's
Right.
like the countdown is like when he has to really.
Oh, I think I was on with you at that one.
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well.
were you? Yeah, I
I
like
think
that a lot.
they actually filmed that in Oyster Bay.
There you go. Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Did you
Yeah.
guys like I, Tonya?
I didn't see that one actually.
I saw
Oh.
that was good. I enjoyed it.
I know. I need to. It's on my.
I saw
watch
it.
list.
Okay.
That's what you bring to the conversation, Nick Commando.
You saw a pincushion.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
That
That
movie.
movie.
Place is one
Yep.
of my favorites too.
And opening night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reviewed that on Blu-ray.
I mean,
4K.
2 movies
Yeah.
that were just depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was again just great concept.
Yeah.
Just very.
Maybe.
No.
No.
Oh no. Oh
It
no.
was
I'm sorry.
Which one?
A Quiet
him.
Place.
Yes.
You didn't like it?
No.
Wow.
Well, it's a
What?
little disturbing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too disturbing.
Okay. Okay.
Everything you ever made me watch was disturbing. What is wrong
I'm not
with
doing
you?
it to spite you.
I mean, between the gross
It's
stuff,
torture.
the bloody
is
stuff,
torture.
the disgusting stuff, the horrible stuff. I was. I don't know.
Everything. Wait,
No,
didn't we review Street Cat Named Bob together, Eric?
No.
Way back then? You missed that one?
I missed that one.
Okay, so fine. Have it your way. All right.
Come back. to
Have your way
comedy.
with it.
Yes, I need a comedy
I'll
that
keep that-
isn't toilet humor.
I'll-
You've made me sit through like 2 comedies. One was more disgusting than the next.
I'll be more
I'm like,
conscious of my
why?
selections.
Drinking till they
Things
puke
like
and.
that.
And I mean, yeah, the
Oh,
movie,
gross.
the building was
That's it.
okay,
That's it.
and the horrible virus. It was a good movie, but still, it left me
Oh,
just.
mayhem?
Yes. it left
Erica,
me
don't stop at the knife. There's a whole bunch of other toys you can work with on
Oh,
the table.
God. Oh,
All right.
God. Okay.
You got a whole table full of toys you can inflict punishment on Randy with.
Okay.
Use the table itself. Go ahead.
No, I got the bottle.
Why stop at 1?
And how many?
Got
And
4.
all on the side of the road, and something coming.
Yeah.
You need new movies.
I know. I know.
So, happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for not killing me today.
Happy anniversary. Your movies choices make me sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll reenact some of the more glorious scenes of previous movies when the camera stops rolling.
I have an
What's
update
left?
for you.
We have an
Update.
update.
What's the update,
Oh,
Evan?
okay.
Update.
Drum roll.
Update.
The update is nothing's working.
So no
and,
update.
and he's thinking of just doing Facebook Live.
That's
Well,
that's what we're
that's
doing.
That's what we're
We're
basically.
we're test driving it.
This is
Yeah, yeah.
caveman TV.
This
This
is like
live right now.
This is like politically incorrect without Bill Mayer. Kind of.
Primitive.
It's a powwow
And,
now.
and if that happens, he's going to do my show first because they're driving 17 hours back to Mississippi.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
And they've been waiting since 10:30.
Oh, man.
We're rolling
So
right now. So
things not working.
Yeah.
Welcome. So, hello, Facebook Live.
Yeah.
The great Evan Ginsberg, ladies and gentlemen. One more shot of
Yes.
that great
One
Evan
more.
Ginsberg.
Legend.
I love 350 Days, Evan. I just have to give a shout out to you there.
Like to dedicate this to Nikolai Volkov, who passed
Oh,
today.
right. We just found out.
My
yeah.
friend,
Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
good friend.
All right. Well, I have to leave.
Hey, let's not go
You're about to ask me something?
No, I mean, can you
You
say a few-
turned over to me and said something. I was like, I'm leaving. So
Oh,
maybe
no.
it shut you down.
I wanted to ask everyone
Stay here for a little
what
bit.
you've seen lately and what you're looking forward to seeing.
I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Good.
Woo! That's all I want you to love, Dave.
Entertaining.
I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I just saw it last night.
Nice.
I saw it on
Still
opening
gotta
night.
see it.
I saw it
pretty
on
good.
Damn it.
Friday. And what do you look forward to?
I don't know.
Okay.
Leaving? Yeah, leaving.
Tell us next week. Then.
You're looking forward to SummerSlam.
I'll be back next week. Don't worry.
SummerSlam.
Taking a run for
You
it.
always
I will still wear this
review.
shirt.
Before we go, let's do like a group shot, group picture.
Okay.
Evan, can you do a group picture?
Still videoing, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wait,
Take
wait.
another break. Another break.
Well, you know what? That's a selfie stick.
Oh, Chris cut it.
And,
Oh, Chris. Oh, yeah, Chris, that was good.
and
Yeah,
here's
you
part
cut it
3
so generously
of the
thin. I like
anniversary special.
That was intentional, Gavin.
And then I told
Well
him not
done.
to get a slice.
And as you can see, we've got a lot fewer people. A few guests have left.
And the
But
great cake debate.
the great cake is still here,
Well,
yes.
we only lost like, what, 2 people,
2018.
right?
Yes.
No, yeah, we lost like.
These are the important people. As always.
Yeah, yes.
Now we have to see who's remaining to get the final
I
rose
know
from
George left, but oh yeah, and Nick Commando. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there one more after that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was George.
Yeah, George left.
I just mentioned George.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
There's more than one
what have
George.
you seen
great.
lately that we
George
haven't
III.
reviewed on the show? What are you looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, I actually saw the latest Mission Impossible movie.
Ah.
Yeah, same here.
Yes.
Awesome, I loved it.
Well,
Did you like it?
It's really good. Like
You
the thing I've
remember-
noticed about Mission Impossible is you don't actually need the plot.
Oh,
Like literally, if you just do a cut of it where it's just every action sequence, like, and it just cuts to the next action sequence, you're like, okay, they need to get this person, or they need to steal this thing, or break into here. And literally, it's just, they're great action scenes. I enjoy them, but it's like you don't need a plot at all for these movies.
So it's basically action porn.
That's what Mission Impossible has become. It's just Tom Cruise doing action stunts. I don't want to see Tom Cruise act. I just want to see him doing more stunts, and that's all you need for the movie.
Yeah, I mean, but it was just phenomenal.
It's very good.
Well, I heard the helicopter scene was really great.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was awesome.
Well, the helicopter scene was the most promoted. I'd say that's the clip he showed on Jimmy and on Jimmy.
Yeah.
Didn't show it when he did the guy who sings the car.
Found?
No, the car karaoke.
Oh, Corden.
He didn't do it in that scene with that. They actually jumped together for real.
Right.
But I mean, that was pretty much their big selling point. It
How
seems.
would you compare it to the other 6?
I think I always compare it back to the series.
Oh, okay.
Start with the source material. And though Tom Cruise has taken the franchise, I get a bunch of faces.
Follow the
Yeah,
source
that's what I'm
material
saying.
whatsoever.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
in the 60s.
And I didn't follow it at all after the first movie, but I said
Just the title.
no.
Was Ethan
This
Hawke in the
mission-
series?
No, Jim Phelps was.
Right, the older guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
And
I'm
he
saying,
was like the
does this feel like
guy in the first movie.
does it feel like Tom Cruise has taken over the franchise, or does it still feel like it could be Mission Impossible?
It's his franchise.
It
Like,
is.
It's him.
Yeah, if you didn't have
I'm
Tom
not a big
Cruise,
Tom Cruise fan.
I agree 100%.
take him or leave him.
But then it's
I know you're
kind
not
of
a
like
fan.
watching Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
I think Jack Reacher is better, personally.
Jack Reacher was interesting to me because it's like it's a good movie, but there's also a few moments where it's just so ridiculous. Like I absolutely love when they frame him by the police. Jack Reacher's running from the cops, and he runs onto a bus, like he's standing at a bus stop, and you just see as the police are going by, a random black guy takes off his hat, gives it to him, puts him on, so the police don't recognize him. And so here's the thing. Let me put this. You're standing at a bus stop. You see a man clearly running from the police, stop next to you, and think, we need to hide this man. They can't find him. Without him saying anything, they knew we have to protect him. How did they know? They held the fugitive.
I'm going to quote my favorite Sailor Moon episode, my
grab the
favorite
hat,
line,
put it
when
on.
Sailor Venus explains why Sailor Mercury doesn't recognize her. Everyone looks different in real life.
So
he can look different, and of course the cops won't recognize him anymore.
No, I'm saying, why did the random people help someone who's clearly criminal? This man's running from the police.
Question: where the hell did we get Sailor Moon from?
Erica, okay, she's a Sailor Moon fan.
I didn't
so,
wear
yeah.
my little crescent thing this week.
now, what about
How
Tom?
did we get there from Mission
I said
Impossible?
that's why the cops
Through Jack
can't
Reacher,
recognize.
obviously.
Now, what about
Oh,
why hasn't
good
Tom
God,
Cruise done a
Kevin.
drama in recent, like a real serious drama?
Yeah, because last one I can
Tom
remember
Cruise
was
doesn't
like,
act, he does stunts.
I read something about
Whoa,
that.
whoa, there was The Last
Yeah.
Samurai.
Because he was
That
so
was
great.
No, I mean, he doesn't act
Yeah.
anymore.
Born on the
At
4th of
some point, he
July.
stopped acting and he just does stunt movies. Like
I
the
would
one.
say his
You know,
action movies have
He's like an
slowed.
action figure.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
Mission Impossible is really his cash cow.
Mhm.
When he does standalone movies like American Made recently,
Oh, yeah,
like,
that was good.
That is not as profitable as.
Wasn't great.
They're better
And then there
movies
was
too.
the excuse of the mummy.
Yeah.
Which you
Oh,
you
yeah.
I
love
which
them.
was bad.
They're like the only human.
I don't have a desire to see that movie. I'm
Feels the
glad I
world
still
of
do not want to see that
apology.
movie.
It was really
Watch
bad.
it.
He owns the world
Fast
of
forward
apology.
to the Russell Crowe parts.
Okay.
Fantastic. Russell Crowe. I've been protecting this thing for fucking years. Really?
Gotta sneak that F-bomb in, I got it.
I didn't hear nothing. What are you talking about?
What else?
I'm hearing things.
Something that was past due that I saw recently was All the Money in the World, which was phenomenal.
Was that
phenomenal?
where they had to redo the
Reshoot.
shoot?
Yeah, they
with Mark
cut out
Wahlberg?
all of Kevin Spacey's
Yeah,
parts.
and that, I mean, I think they
Oh.
should play this movie to film schools as like just a film lesson, because between editing and casting, it just goes to show that you could substitute one thing for the other.
And anything's possible. With
Yeah,
anything.
right.
Mm.
So I mean, they should have just picked Christopher Plummer from the beginning.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Great actor.
Yeah.
I saw him in Boundaries with Vera Farmiga.
Okay.
Bobby Cannavale. It was like a dramedy about a mother and a son. They do a road trip with the father, and basically it's about a family bonding trip.
Mm.
It's good.
Yeah.
He's great. He's
He is
like
great.
90 years old. He's
Yeah,
still
he's
good.
still
actor.
kicking.
Randy,
Yeah.
you use that word dramedy, but I don't.
You don't like that dramedy, no?
No. I don't know. You actually know what it means.
Dramedy. It's
I
like
heard
life.
you
It could be
called
happy. It could be
fake
sad.
dramedies.
It's right in the middle.
It's like one of those hybrid words.
It's a little bit of this, a little
Yeah.
bit of that.
Most of the
Yeah.
movies we review are dramedies. It's true.
At least Matt got the joke.
Remember back in the early
Thank you, man.
90s, there was this movie called Arachnophobia?
Oh,
Yes.
That was advertised as a thrillamedy.
Oh, see, that's just a horrible term.
That was the one with John Goodman, right? Where he was like the exterminator. Was that the movie?
John Goodman.
Arachnophobia? Yeah.
Arachnophobia, yeah.
It's a good movie.
Where he's just
in
in a jumpsuit. He's just spraying down spiders.
I completely forgot John Goodman was in it. I just
That was
remember
John
this-
Goodman.
I just remember.
Where he steps on the
All I
train.
remembered was the spiders and Julian Sands. That's it.
And Jeff Daniels.
I forgot him too.
Yeah, that was him.
Yep.
I hate spiders, but I watched that movie anyway.
It's a creepy movie.
Oh god,
I prefer Eat Like It Freaks.
Yes.
Was a much better, worse film.
If we're going to that vein,
What about Snakes on a Plane?
or Tremors.
Hey,
I love Tremors.
It was actually
So
pretty
bad.
dang good. They actually made a fifth one.
They made like too many of
Like
them.
what, direct to video or something?
So
Or-
series.
Netflix
Sci-fi
now
kept
owns the
Tremors
rights.
alive. They kept making
Netflix now
original
has the rights to
movies.
Tremors.
And they're doing another series.
I
God.
was gonna say because it was the fifth one was what Bert gets some kind of like disease from the.
Don't they go like to the
the
Wild
graboids?
West or something?
Yeah, there's one where it's the start of the town where they have all the people's ancestors played by the actors they are today.
Yeah.
Like the people who play them in the movies are like, now I'm playing my great-great-grandfather as we settle this town where aliens attack and we warn no one.
But when you run out of bad cliche plots, you have to go there.
Yeah. We have to tell you how this actually happened. They're little guys, but then they started jumping and flipping people.
Grabbing. They're
No,
graboids.
Well, no,
Yeah,
when
graboids.
you see the third one, it literally is two of them pop up. One hits him in the face, one hits him in the legs, and you just see him go in a circle and hit the floor, and then disappear. And you're like, well, that happened.
That happened. Karen, what have you seen lately? Or what are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, since I read a lot about like horror movies, so I'm kind of looking forward just to the whole Halloween season.
Okay.
Did anyone see The First Purge?
So I saw that one.
I saw that. It was actually good. I enjoyed it.
Did they make 3 of them?
Yeah.
This was the fourth
They made
one.
a series now.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the Purge movies. The only one I saw was the first Purge, and I think the other ones won't hold up as well because I actually enjoy this one for going into the political side of it. And they make some decent jokes. Like, it's actually like a really good one to say that we make a law, we are allowed to kill anyone. Who are the only people who have to kill people? White supremacists and Nazis, apparently, are the ones who roam the streets to kill minorities. And it's like, yeah, what else do you think would happen if you say murder's allowed?
Yeah.
Those are the people who are going to do it.
Yep.
And Amanda, you've been the camera woman all day. What are
Someone want to
some...
hold that selfie stick.
Yeah.
Or it could be just a voiceover thing. I mean,
That's God.
like a narration type of thing.
Don't look behind the curtain.
There's no one behind the curtain paying no attention.
You've been on the show a few times too.
Yes.
What are some of the highlights that you've reviewed?
Well, you mean like my favorite from what I reviewed?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
So from what I reviewed, I definitely liked Briggs du Bear. I don't know if I reviewed that though.
I don't think so either.
But I don't remember from what I reviewed.
Because you've gone to a bunch of the screenings that I've been invited to.
Mhm.
So.
I mean, for bigger name movies, Black Panther is hands
Oh, okay.
down.
Woo!
Hands down, the best movie
Nice.
I've watched.
Wakanda forever.
Not Zamunda from Coming to America.
No.
Right.
Similar.
But I
Similar.
do they have
Bark
thematic
like a dog.
relations?
Maybe.
Definitely not.
Randy, bark like a dog.
Bigger dog. Jump on one leg.
Yep. Wait,
my phone
you
alive, I was
reviewed
Jeremy
that,
Ball.
didn't you?
What?
You reviewed that though.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, we reviewed it on Blu-ray. Were you
See?
Chris?
Which one? Black Panther?
For
Yeah,
Coming to
Coming to
America.
America.
He reviewed it.
No. Oh
No.
my gosh.
Yeah. No. I wrote. That was a written review. It was a written review. One of those few written reviews. Yeah.
Halloween.
Well, the worst one.
I know what you're gonna say.
Woodstock.
Yeah.
That was by far the worst movie I've seen.
It is a trippy.
I never watched opening night, so it's not on my list.
You dodged one of it.
You dodged a big
I think
bullet.
Woodstock might have been the worst.
Woodstock is worse than
It's
that.
the worst.
Is it worse than Bear Mountain?
It's worse
Yes.
than any movie I've seen in my life.
Basically,
Is it worse than that horrible one where time keeps moving backwards?
which one?
It's the worst.
With the
I
girl,
haven't
the
even
girl
seen-
gets trapped on an island.
And I know
They're
it's
all
the
like
worst.
that.
No, one of them was actually where she goes to this party and the guy and they're fucking the bicycle and
Oh my
Automatic
God.
by sea.
and they take off the seat and
Excuse me
they're
on that phrasing. What?
The first,
they take
the
off
first fuck
seat
of today.
intercourse with the bicycle.
From Erica.
From her, yeah.
They call that talking nowadays,
I
don't they?
don't, I don't know anything.
Or humping for that matter.
Bye.
Something
No.
goes on.
I have no idea what anybody's talking
There is no
We're getting
movie out
into some
there
really
That was torture.
F-bomb territory
really,
here.
really
I mean,
bad one. I think everyone should see it. It's called Pinata
No,
Survival.
but you can't say intercourse with a bicycle. You have to say fuck a bicycle. There's no other way to put that.
I tried to,
You got a
I
point.
tried to
yeah, because even if you say docking a bicycle, that could have more than one meaning. I mean,
No, but back to Woodshot. Kirsten Dunst basically plays a drug addict in the woods.
And you see all of her hallucinations.
Yeah.
Like all of the craziness
So
that
bad.
she's. But they clip it so weird that like.
Yeah.
If you have like, you can get anxiety. If you have epilepsy, don't watch it because they just clip it so fast.
how does
It's
that
like-
compare to say anything by David Lynch? I have to wonder.
Well, he's a good filmmaker. This was a
Yeah,
movie.
David Lynch has a good cinematographic style.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't.
How he knows how to film it correctly. This sounds like he
It's
didn't
just
know.
clips. More like
He's like, I
it's
took
like
a
a
picture.
montage
On
almost.
the feed.
Just no editing
like
involved.
a bad
Just
montage.
Here's a
throw it.
picture.
Or
I
as
saw a
random
picture.
as possible.
Yeah. It was kind of like an art film. Like it was trying to do too much to be clever. But
Maybe the director figured if Picasso can do what he does with paint the way he does, maybe we can do with film what same thing. Maybe
Basically.
that's what he was thinking.
I'm hoping
Failed
he cuts his
distributor.
ear off because
Oh, that's
Me
Van
too.
Gogh.
I
Yeah,
got a
right,
good
right.
movie that everyone should watch.
Yeah.
It's called Pinata Survival Island, and just wait to see how screwed up it is.
Oh god.
No.
no.
I'll go.
Never again.
But Matt,
I've seen that one. Yes.
wait, it's what was it?
Pinata Survival.
Pinata?
Pinata.
Pinata Survival Island.
Have you heard about this, Chris?
No.
Well, that's a memorable combination of words, if nothing else.
I'm very intrigued.
Basically, a killer pinata comes to life and kills everybody.
Oh,
on
I
the
have
island.
not seen this movie.
Oh, it's like
Yeah, it's as
It's like
literal
Killer
as
Clowns
it
from Outer
could be.
Space.
When
Yeah,
it shouldn't be.
Have you guys ever watched Rubber?
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
god. I love that
Rubber.
movie for being so bad and weird because it's the most insane plot. It's a
about
weird
a-
French director making a horror slasher film about a tire that comes to life and starts rolling around, and it will psychically murder women. Like it starts shaking and people's heads blow
Was it
up.
just women?
Randy, what did you
Like,
put in this apple
well.
cider?
Yeah, and like the tire is like attacking people, but then it will randomly cut away. Like the camera will just turn away to a group
killer
of people
tire?
being led by a tour guide who's showing them to the movie. It's like, okay, this is where we're setting up the next shot for this film. Like they're aware they're in a movie watching it, and the tour guide is trying to kill them because if the audience who's watching the film all die, then the movie can end. So it's the weirdest. Like you have Cabin in the Woods, it's like a meta-style horror film that's good. This is such a bad meta-style horror film where it's like the people in the horror film would have killed themselves, so they're not in a horror film. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
CJ, now I have to wonder what is in the cake.
I don't
And what kind of syringe did you use?
I didn't have the
Should
shit.
I go for something a little safer?
Please.
Okay.
I was gonna say that there's a weird. If we're going on weird movies, there was a movie that I caught just randomly at 2 a.m.
Those are always the best kind.
Yeah, Lair of the White Worm.
Oh god, yes.
With
I know that
Hugh
one.
Grant.
Yes.
The most stupid and disturbing movie I ever caught my eye on because it was like it literally is him sitting in a room playing records, going, "It's got sounds, it's doing things." And then you see literally another scene where basically somebody's jumping out of the way, going, and just bad makeup, bad everything.
it's so
And
bad.
it's
What do they do?
It's such a bad film.
It's terrible, but it's
Have you ever seen The Dunwich War? Is what I compare it to for being a really
Oh,
bad
yes.
dumb film.
Yes.
It's a Lovecraft film where it's like weird British guy who's like, I'm going to mind control people so I can do a thing to awaken an evil monster and do that. But the way he does his psychic powers, I can't even remember. It's such a bad film.
It's like records.
Oh yeah, it's bad 1970s British horror that makes no sense.
And half the
I love it.
they're like as they're saying their lines, they're like, "Well, he's got to go this way." Thank you for directions.
Okay.
All right.
I guess my favorite from what I reviewed
Yeah.
would be blockers.
Oh,
Blockers.
well, cock blockers is the actual.
Yes, I
Well,
love
it's just
that
called
one.
That
Blockers,
was-
but it has a picture of a
But it has a
rooster.
Out of the
was-
one that I reviewed,
course.
that was my best.
Yeah,
Goose
it's like
John
it's got a
Cena.
little silhouette of a
Yeah,
rooster
yeah.
next to the name Blockers. So
Wait,
it
so
looks
did you
like
like it for John Cena or did you like it for the
Right,
movie?
okay.
I thought it was
For
called
John Cena.
Blockers.
It was good. It's funny. Kind of like an American Pie style.
With
Oh.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guys, I think that pretty much wraps it up for today. We have 3 separate videos, which we're going to hopefully compile into one. It's going to be a fun process.
You kind of skipped me and Robin, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I already did my thing, right?
Yeah, you did a lot of talking.
Yes, I did. And I also chimed in on a lot of other people.
Well, Erica, you touched on... Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You brought Sailor Moon up, all right?
Yes, now I'm going to bring up Mamma Mia.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Please stab me in the head.
Is it worth... Should we watch it? We should watch the first one.
Watch the first one. I don't know what everyone's talking about the second one. It's like, you cry. You're not supposed to cry.
Okay.
It's actually sad. It's not stupidity like the first one.
Right.
I mean, Cher doesn't show up till a good portion in. If you're waiting for Cher.
It's a big reveal, probably, right? It's like, whoa.
Well, no. Yeah, everyone knows she's there, but if you're waiting for her, it's a bit of a wait.
Yeah.
So watch the first one, but I went and saw the second one. It's out. Everyone's talking about it. It's okay. It's not bad.
Well, not
if
everyone.
you're a
I'm just
fan.
sticking to anime at this
I
point.
loved what Conan O'Brien did, making fun of the movie. I think
Well,
that was
the
hilarious.
whole movie is one big ridiculing joke, so I'm sure he took it at face value.
No.
No? Okay, I can look that up then and see how bad he turned it into.
Maybe they should just put disclaimers at the beginning of the movie and not expect anyone to read between the lines.
Should we go like around? Or?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Karen, you're looking forward to the Halloween season. Anything in particular?
Probably just like, speaking of Halloween, the new one coming out with Jamie Lee Curtis coming back.
Oh, right.
So,
Right.
yeah, so that's pretty good.
So they ignored basically the sequels.
Yeah, so they're basically like picking up when the first one left off, so it should be interesting.
Okay. Curious.
Like she's not supposed to be his sister anymore, so it should be interesting. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big horror fan too, so that should be cool.
Yeah.
Matt, anything? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I pretty much seen. The last one I seen was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was the greatest of the Jurassic World, but it was definitely better than Jurassic Park 3. I think everyone agreed with that.
Yes. That's a very low bar to do.
I was like, does that even count?
But I still have to see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That was good.
That was good. I saw that opening night.
Now that was better than Jurassic Park.
Am I the only one? I mean,
No, I was at the theater with you. I was in the same theater watching it with you.
Oh, all right.
I was
Okay,
seated with
you
you guys.
blend, all right?
No,
You blend.
because Vinny and Jake got the seats, and then it said, "Oh, eat this," and they were
Blend
in
it,
half,
blend.
and I was one row over because they told me to get the wrong seat, so I
Okay.
didn't sit near where you guys were.
Oh, okay. All right.
Almost dying, so
I know.
we should do-
All right, guys.
the camera's almost dying.
We're at 10%.
Let's make this quick.
Me, I'm looking for Godzilla, the King of Monsters.
That's next year, though, right?
Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah.
Oh no, it's King of all monsters.
Oh,
So King Ghidorah's in it. Roll
building
down.
up.
Monster
Okay.
guy.
It's gonna be amazing.
That's
The
cool.
monster cast is in effect.
Yes.
All right.
Love it.
I'm looking forward to that one. Rather than say what I'm looking forward to, I want to say one of my favorite moments from Under the Radar.
Yes.
No, 2 of them. Is when we just ran out of things to talk about and we had time, so we just got in like a 15-minute discussion about Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
And then one episode where we also just had to stretch because someone canceled, so we're like, let's just talk about Idris Elba for 20 minutes. And I think that was my favorite episode. We were just saying, you know how good Idris Elba is? Yeah.
Awesome. Always fun to talk about Idris Elba. And Cage. Robin, what are you looking forward to?
Okay, what am I looking forward to? This year, well, not that much this year, right? First of all, I got Venom.
Ah.
All right.
Cool.
I'm actually looking forward to Bumblebee.
That actually looks good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a Volkswagen. God, that's worth seeing.
Yes.
All right. Finally, Volkswagen Bumblebee.
Starscream looks like Starscream.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You know, and John Cena. But anyway, I have to throw that in. And let's see. Aquaman, not sure yet. I didn't even get to see the trailer yet. But I've heard good things. All right. What came out recently is the DC animated movie Death of Superman. I have yet to see that. I want to see it.
Great storyline.
Yeah.
Awesome comic book series.
Except
Yeah.
it's a little weird they've changed it to fit it into the new 52.
Well, you know what? Just jump past that, okay?
Is it just a death or is it death and return?
Death. Just
Just
death.
death.
Because next year is Reign of the Superman.
Oh, yes. I love it. So good.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I read them when I was a kid, though.
No, you got it.
I gotta see it.
Yeah, you gotta see this.
I will.
I mean, you gotta see Batman Year One. I mean, Batman Year One they've already animated. They also did
The Killing Joke.
Killing Joke and Dark Knight Returns.
So many.
22.
So many.
Yeah,
And
right.
they've done a decent Wonder Woman animated movie.
Oh yes, they did.
Now for Reign of the Superman, are we finally going to see a decent movie version of Steel?
It's going to be animated, so yes, we're going to actually see that version of Steel with the chest logo, the cape, and the hammer. You know,
The
the whole
animated
deal.
series Steel was pretty cool, though. He didn't have a cape.
No, yeah, but this is like the steal from Reign of the Superman
Right,
from the
okay,
comics.
We're not talking about the Shaquille O'Neal version.
No, we're never going
And we're not
Never
talking. We're not talking about the Michael Dorn voice version either. All right.
Okay,
Erica?
so sticking with the DC topic, I'm excited about Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I'm intrigued by that. I'm going to go see it hopefully this
Nicolas
week or next
Cage.
week.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
I'll read the reviews on IMDb.
I'm not even going to talk about the new Sailor Moon short movie.
I'm actually looking forward to Mission Impossible. Heard great things
Yeah,
from
yeah.
everybody.
See it.
Go see it.
Yeah, I will. And there's a lot of movies that you guys just mentioned today that I want to see. So
You have a whole list of DC animated.
that's I have my homework.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
All right, couple things. This year, I can't wait to see Mauling, which is a Steve Carell movie.
Yeah, that actually looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks good. And then next year, I'm really looking forward to Glass. And-
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention Glass.
The sequel to Split, right?
Yeah.
Which in turn is the sequel to Unbreakable.
Yes.
The trilogy, the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
And
2 decades in the making.
Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes,
Can't wait.
thank you.
That one.
Thank-
Yeah.
Cool.
And my favorite under the radar moment. Hey guys, remember that time that there was technical difficulties?
Yeah, vaguely.
We had to do Facebook Live. That was an awesome moment.
Oh, meta!
Snap. And then we cut to a year in the future, and this was all just a flashback. It's so wrong.
I like it.
Yeah.
So guys, I think I have about 5% left on the camera here.
Use a battery packet.
I know. All right, we're gonna go real quick. Some plugs, websites, social media. Karen.
Just my site again, Sharky.com. So a lot of horror stuff again. So just writing on that right now.
Cool.
I'm just gonna say, like I always say, follow the New York City Ghostbusters.
There you go.
Follow me on my cosplay page, CheggGB. Just follow me there. I probably won't message anybody. Sorry.
You can just find me under Eternal Line Studios. That's a group I work with Vinny Bonfanti and Jake Ramos, who are good filmmakers. I'm the screenwriter for them, so just check it out there.
RobinChenning.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and the major social media sites. I've lost track of them. Twitter as well. And I'm also at LOL Comedy Club every other weekend, which is in Times Square, New York. You can see me live there. That, and I'm available for any and all social gatherings and bookings of the like.
Okay, I'm on Facebook. You can look me up. It's my name. It's my full name, Erica Asterson. Or email me, erica.a268@hotmail.com.
Woo. I am happy to plug. I'm a associate producer for a cool new TV pilot. It's called Foreign Nationals. It follows immigrant stories from illegal immigrants and their families and separation and DACA and Dreamers and all that. We just wrapped up our shooting a couple weeks ago, and now we're just creating this cool trailer and just selling it off, and I'm just very, very, very proud to be a part of it. I actually met Michele and Joel through Under the Radar.
Yes.
Great people. Can't wait to have something off the ground with this. When we do,
Oh yeah.
we'll
You're welcome anytime.
Premiere at the show.
Cool.
There you
Sounds
go.
Cool.
Thanks.
And I just want to thank everyone who's been here today. You guys have been so cool to me. You've been on my show. You're all recurring guests.
And the studio hasn't exploded.
Right, we're still here. We're still alive, and we're gonna have plenty more shows.
And so far, this table and nothing on it has been used as a weapon.
Thank God. Thank God.
I took all the metal objects off.
And I also want to,
except that one.
Yeah.
I also want to.
corkscrew.
I want to wish my colleague and friend Rachel Cole. She's not feeling too well today. She would have been here today, so I wish her all the best right now. Also to other critics that aren't here today, Dan Quenqua, good buddy of mine. And also John Bartnick. So I hope all of you guys are well, and I hope to have you on the show soon. And again, I want to thank everyone involved with the show, everyone who's been on the show and braved all the horrible movies that I've subjected you to. But
you gotta wither the bad, get to the good.
yes, exactly.
I missed Vinny. Yep.
Yeah.
Vinny was on the show once.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
on
it was
once.
twice actually.
Twice.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Good guy.
Shout out to Vinny.
Vinny
He's
Von
watching
Hunter.
right now.
Hey,
Okay.
perfect.
We just shouted out to you, Vinny.
He was on
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
The Halloween show.
He was on multiple shows where
Oh.
multiple things went wrong, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Please, Vinny, don't curse." I was like, well, that went out the window. Thank you.
So yeah, that's our anniversary show. Thanks again, everyone who's been here, and everyone who's watching at home or on your devices, we'll be back next Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern, with more UNGER the Radar. Thanks so much.
Yay!